From the Detroit Free Press, it's Tuesday, October 6th. Here are today's top stories, presented by Bush's Fresh Food Market. Bush's has over 4,000 Michigan products, including the freshest fruit and vegetables, meat, seafood, and baked goods. Stop by one of Bush's 16 locations for the personal service you expect from your neighborhood grocer.
I'm Dave Boucher with the Detroit Free Press. It's absurd that President Donald Trump would tell the American people not to fear COVID-19, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders said in an interview with the Free Press on Monday. Sanders blasted a comment Trump tweeted when announcing his departure from the hospital. The Vermont senator wished the president a speedy recovery from his own COVID diagnosis, but noted more than 200,000 people in the country and 7,000 in Michigan have died from the disease caused by the coronavirus.
Where millions of people have lost their jobs, where people are facing hunger and eviction, to say don't be afraid of the COVID-19 virus is an absurd statement. Of course we should be afraid of it. It has wreaked havoc on our economy and on all of our lives.
Sanders, a former Democratic presidential candidate, came to Michigan on Monday to campaign for Joe Biden. Sanders encouraged college students to vote during a stop in Ann Arbor and praised Biden's plans during an event in Warren. The country needs a president who can lead a health and economic revival, Sanders said, arguing that man is not Trump. Sanders remains popular with young voters and Democrats generally considered to be more liberal than Biden. While Sanders acknowledged he and Biden do not agree on everything, he argued Biden would be the most progressive president since Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The general election is November 3rd, but Michigan voters may request and cast absentee ballots now.
I'm ML Elric for the Detroit Free Press. Nicholas Boback Hathaway, who adopted his wife's popular surname just before running for Wayne County judge, was accused of lying and laziness 10 years ago while working as a Wayne County juvenile court referee. Boback Hathaway's decision to run for judge as Nicholas John Hathaway also is contrary to a State Bar of Michigan opinion that a judicial candidate should campaign under the candidate's full name so as to avoid any mistaken identity. There are currently 4 Hathaways who are hearing cases as Wayne County Circuit judges. Both situations revolve around Boback Hathaway's marriage to Wayne County Circuit Judge Dana Hathaway. To get the full story, go to freep.com. Please consider subscribing to support investigative reports like this one. It's just 99 cents a month.
This is Christina Hall with the Detroit Free Press. Michigan residents are still required to wear masks, and the size of indoor gatherings is still limited under public health orders announced Monday. The orders come after a ruling Friday by the Michigan Supreme Court that undercut the governor's ability to issue emergency orders to control the spread of the coronavirus. The court ruling brought confusion to city and county officials, with at least 2 counties issuing their own public health orders. The state health department orders are effective immediately and go through October 30th. They mirror those previously put into place by the governor. The orders include masks to be worn at indoor and outdoor gatherings, limit gathering sizes, and require bars to close indoor common areas where people can congregate, dance, or mingle. The orders come at a time when state health officials say Michigan is seeing an increase in virus infections, hospitalizations, the percentage of positive tests, and the death rate.
I'm Kirkland Crawford with the Free Press Sports Department, and one more look back at the Detroit Lions. They are 1-3 and going nowhere fast, it seems. In this week's podcast, Carlos Monarez and Dave Burkett debated over what, if anything, could be done to fix this team outside of cleaning house and throwing away the season. Dave says, well, not much.
I mean, look, we've said it before that for some reason this Lions defense always seems to start slow. And, occasionally, every once in a while, for a couple games in 2018, they seem to pick it up towards the second half of the season. But that's not always the case. I just don't know that because I think the Lions' problems on the defensive side are both schematic and personnel. They don't have enough playmakers on that side of the ball. They don't have big sack guys. They don't have big turnover guys. Jeff Okudah obviously is having a bumpy road here in his introduction to the NFL. So as talented as he is, he's not quite ready to be a difference maker yet. Schematically, we've talked about this before. I'm a believer in, I guess, more the Jim Schwartz style of defense, right? I want my defensive line to get after quarterbacks and to really affect the passer. And that's what I like to see. And I don't see that out of this defense. And I don't think they're good enough to in other areas to then be able to buy some time for their defensive line to get after the quarterback. So I don't think the defense is changing dramatically.
The Lions have an extra week to figure things out. They are on a bye before visiting Jacksonville on October 18th.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you're a fan and want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer.